All right, the entrepreneurial ladder, how you have to grow. Of course, the 6 steps is how your business has to grow and what has to learn to make a great business. Now, to become an epic entrepreneur, I want to go through the strategies of that. See, we all start our entrepreneurial journey as a student. A student is basically an apprentice employee. Like you go to school or college, university, whatever it is, you're learning how to get a job. Now, what's the purpose of the job? In my opinion, the purpose of the job is for us to learn how to open our own business, for us to study all the things we need to learn to be able to at some point open our own business. So that's where you go from the student to the employee, and the employee's role is to become self-employed. Now, self-employed, and by the way, this is all in this book here, My Billionaire in Training, if you want to read it in more detail. But going from employee to self-employed is where we step into that real accountable for our own money. And I remember back to when I first started in business, when I was self-employed, guess what jobs I had to do? All of them, you know. The guy taking out the trash, that was me. The guy making the sales calls, that was me. It was like, make the sale, do the work. Make the sale. It's like a seesaw, I guess, you know. Make the sale, do the work. Make the sale, do the work. And that's how business felt. But what I realized is that there was a lot for me to learn. And luckily enough, I'd done a lot of different jobs whilst at college. So I'd learned sales and I'd started to learn marketing. I studied finance. So I had enough knowledge to start my own business. I always say to people, it's cheaper to be paid by someone else to learn that skill. So that's why when young college people come to me, I say, you know what? What I would be doing if I were in your shoes is actually getting jobs where I can learn, not where I can earn type thing. The more you can learn, the better you set yourself up for that future. But we go from that, from the student to the employee to self-employed. Well, then we move up to the manager level. Okay, and what does that manager level really mean? It means now you've got employees. Now, the funny part about that is, well, it's not really that funny. What I realized in the beginning is that they didn't work for me. I worked for them. I actually had to work longer hours, more hours, harder to make enough money to pay their wages in the beginning until eventually it caught on and they started making me more money type thing. But again, that was a learning factor. I had to learn management, I had to learn leadership, recruiting, systemization, team building, planning. All of these things I had to learn to become an epic entrepreneur. I still go back to learning to be a great manager. I went to my dad and I said, you know what, Dad? I just can't find any good people. And my dad looked me dead in the eye and he said, son, you get the people you deserve. And I'm like, what? He's like, well, you're an average manager running an average company. Highest caliber employee wants to work for you is average. Yeah, thanks, Dad. You can see where I got my... people say you're a motivational speaker. No, not really. I'm an educator. I educate people what to do, why to do it, and how to do it. Then they get motivated. As my dad used to say to me, again, very blunt man, he said, Brad, if you motivate an idiot, they just do stupid things faster. You got to educate people. And that's really what I try and do every day of my life with my people, with you, and maybe helping some of your people in your company as well. So from the manager, we go to owner. We go back to my definition of a business, a commercial, profitable enterprise that works without you. Okay, if I have to be there, I haven't created a business, I've created a job, and I work for a crazy person, all right? I want to create a business that buys me freedom. That's really what it is, because ultimately, being in business should give you more life. My goal really as part of Action Coach is to make business fun for business people. I want every business person to enjoy what's going on out there in the marketplace. So at that owner level, you've bought back your time. Then you get to grow still 2 further stages. The investor, where you learn how to invest the profits you're making. Now, you might invest them in buying other companies. You might invest that in building out the existing company. You might invest by opening new offices, new stores, new states, new countries, new cities, whatever it might be. But you also might invest in other areas like real estate or the stock market, different areas that you want to learn to. Finally, we then move up to the entrepreneur. The entrepreneur is the person who creates amazing deals that other people invest in. Whether it's building a company that you take to a public offering and sell the shares, whether it's building a business that you sell franchises or licenses from, but it's that ultimate level of learning that we have to get to. One person once said to me, Brad, why is it that it takes time to build a great business? I said, it doesn't take time to build a great business. It takes time to build a great business person. The more you learn, the more you grow, the easier it is for you to build a phenomenal business. That's the goal of this whole Epic Entrepreneurs program. All right. Next video, we're going into the 4 areas of mastery. It's the starting point of building any business when you join our programs, and we show you how to do it step by step.